Are
Yeah,
we
it
live?
just did. It's been so,
Oh,
okay. It says we're live now.
hello.
It's been so long. I don't even
Oh my gosh,
remember
my hair
anymore
is like,
how to use this app.
I'm like looking at myself. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm
Hello,
like
everybody.
noticing that my hair is, well, it's
I mean,
all.
I took a shower right before this. And my hair is looking really flat.
I'll just be honest. I did not brush my hair today, so I'm trying to get it to just, I don't know, do something.
Hello,
Hello,
Stacy,
everyone.
Jessica, Kristen,
Hi,
Lizelle.
Stacy, Kristen, Lizelle. Kristen, I just want to tell you, I think you already know this, but your Bible, your story Bible, the one that you posted recently is very popular. It's very good. It's very I really like it. And I know you said I think April's doing that. So now I need to go watch April's using the like happy planner for
It's a genius idea.
yeah. So and because I have a bunch of happy planner pages that I bought to like insert that are just like lined or whatever, and then I have a bunch of old ones that I didn't use because your girl's not consistent with planners. So I felt like those old ones I could use to glue stuff on. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted to do like a, why'd you make that face?
My phone went off.
Oh,
Sorry.
you know what I mean? Like when you like to have like a mood board, that kind of stuff. You can just
Hmm.
print it from the internet and glue it on there. So.
Yeah. I am very excited. I'm going to do it too. Although I said, because we were talking about it, Kristen, privately, we were talking about it. And like, I've tried so many times. I tried doing like a physical one, I've tried doing a virtual one, and I just always like drop off. I'm always like really excited at the beginning, and then I just stop using it. And I wish I could be more consistent with it.
Yeah. I don't know how consistent I'll be with it, but I like the idea of just having all of my like
Mm-hmm.
visual stuff there, like the mood board for the story and like the characters and stuff like that. Because I do have all those pictures, and they're kind of just like saved in files. So it'd be nice to like
Mm-hmm.
print them and have them somewhere.
Yeah, I really
So
like for like a fantasy series that's ongoing, to be able to add to it. So,
yeah.
hello, Nina.
Hello, Nina.
Okay, I'm really excited
Yeah, yeah,
though.
exactly, Kristen.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and get back to it, and hopefully I won't fall off. I thought it was cute.
Subdivation. Nice to see
Motivation.
you.
I thought it was cute too, doing the like the class schedules and stuff.
Yes, I like that. The schedule. I keep trying to do that because there's some scenes at school, and I also am trying to keep track of the days. Like I need a calendar, and I've been trying to do that, but they're all like in separate places. And that's why I think if I could get it in one physical place, and I tried
Mhm.
doing the same thing Kristen did, which was a binder, and it's just not. It's too, it's too bulky, and
Yeah,
I don't know. The Happy Planner works much better for that.
I tried using Campfire, but my issue is that I keep forgetting that I have it, so I keep like not going back to it to add all the
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. So if you haven't already watched Kristen's video on updating her story Bible, 10 out of 10 recommend watching.
I agree.
Hi, Victoria.
I oh god, sorry. I think I accidentally closed chat. I forgot how to do this live thing, so please don't judge me. Hello, Victoria. So I'm excited to write tonight. Hello,
Christian,
Kristen.
hello. Sorry, Kev. What'd you say?
I'm excited. I'm excited to write tonight. I am a big fan of the romance writing documentary Love Between the Covers, and I watch it so often. And every time I watch it, it makes me like really like in the mood to write. And I watched part of it earlier today, and I was like, I need to write. So I'm feeling good about writing tonight.
So I'm also feeling it, but I'm kind of like, I think you saw, Kev. I think I told you yesterday, but so as y'all know, I've mentioned before, my first book ever that I wrote had zero plot, and it's a sci-fi. It's I wouldn't say it's dystopian because that's like not my thought process, but like it kind of is, like if you're looking at it genre-y wise. But it's not meant to be. It's not with that intention. But anyway, because it's like futuristic, so we'll just say for the sake of discussion, dystopian. Okay. But it was just all vibes and scenes, no plot, literally no character arc for the girl. It was like dual POV. And I've shelved it, and I thought maybe someday I'll go back to it, but I'm not even really into writing sci-fi anymore, so I didn't know if I'd ever revisit it. And then literally yesterday, I'm just minding my own business, and I'm watching X-Files, and even though the X-Files episode is about nothing that is remotely close to what my book is about, something about watching that episode, like, made something click for me, because like over the last few years, like as I've thought about that book, I've started thinking of little ways that I could develop a plot for it, and like how I could do that. And it's always just been like a little idea here, a little idea there. But I don't know, man. That the X-Files and everything yesterday,
Sometimes it just takes the right thing.
Yeah, it was just something, and literally it was like I beautiful minded like all the like I literally wrote like 6 to 8 handwritten pages of the entire book plot, and then I realized that it's actually 2 books. So like there's like a natural place where like one kind of ends and then it goes into it. So I'm like, okay, so this is actually a duology. And I wrote the entire synopsis of the duology, the entire synopsis and the character arc of the girl. And I'm without the boy's POV, just the girl. I have her entire character arc in the first book, and I have most of the synopsis for the second book, as well as the character arcs for both the boy and the girl. Well, the boy and the girl for both of them, but I'm only going to do the POV of the girl. So anyway, I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Like, I literally, like, as we're watching X-Files, just grabbed like a notebook and just started writing. And then eventually I told Aaron to pause it because I was missing stuff. And I just sat there for like the next 10 minutes, and it all just kind of came to me. Now, here's what I will say. Part of the reason why it may come to me, it is very 2012, like, dystopian in tropes, you know what I mean?
That stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I love it though. I love it, and I feel like I've taken all of the sort of like 2012 tropey dystopian stuff, but with new ideas and like new concepts that I have not seen it being done before, right? And in a much more heavy sci-fi way. So like I don't know. I don't have any plans to do anything with that, like you know, like I'm not going to try to like get an agent with or anything like that, but I think I might work on it just because it's my first book. It would be so nice to actually like.
If I'm being honest, I really miss dystopian novels. Like that was like my heyday. I love those.
So good, you know? So I'm like, I don't know. This could just, I feel like it could be fun. Because that's what like, and it does feel very 2012, but you know, guess what? I came up with the concept in 2013, so I'm not that shocked that it still has those vibes, but I love it. And I was like, hey, if nothing else, it could just be a fun little romp, and you know, so I don't know. I might work on that from time to time, especially when I'm struggling with my current book and just having something to be able to still be writing, but it doesn't have as much pressure on it, you know?
Like a passion project.
Mm-hmm. All right, so as we're getting ready for our first sprint, what is everyone working on tonight? Where are you at in your drafts? What are y'all doing? What are you doing, Kev?
I am still reading through because I'm trying to take my time. I don't want to rush through it. So I'm reading through the first draft of the horror novel. And I'm trying to tell myself not to edit as I go. So I'm making a list of things I need to edit, like bigger scenes and stuff. And I'm gonna, once I finish, I'm about a fourth of the way through. I'm hoping to finish in the next few days because I did neglect it for a few days. But then I'm gonna go back and actually start editing. So.
Okay, so you're mostly just gonna be like reading tonight.
I'm gonna do a little bit of light editing because like if I see when I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, that's the wrong word, or like that's spelled wrong, or something like that. Like that, I'll fix. But I'm not doing any big editing tonight. I'm doing like small word things, and then also for the most part, making notes of what needs to be edited once I'm done with this read through.
Nice.
Hello, Lane. Hi, Phoebe.
Oh, hi, Lane. Hi, Phoebe. Lindsay. Oh, how dare you be eating Olive Garden? I think tonight, yeah, I need to get back to my book. I'm really where I'm at right now is I maybe I shouldn't focus too much on it, but I'm just trying to make sure like that there's enough, you know, like the book has like a mystery, you know, that she's trying to find out. Basically like something happened and like it was like traumatizing, so she doesn't have all the parts to what happened, so she's trying to find that out. So I'm trying to like think of like, okay, if this was me, what are some things I would do to try to figure out this mystery. Do you know what I mean? So I'm still trying to think of like, I feel like I need a few more steps in there before the midpoint where I'm at right now. I feel like I need to go back and add a few more like paths, you know, sprinkle in some more information.
So you're halfway through the entire draft, like in the whole span of it, you're halfway through or close to halfway?
I'm at the midpoint.
Okay.
Of the zero draft, but I just feel like I need to flesh out a couple of the chapters still in the Fun and Games, just because I feel like it happens too quickly. She figures something out that's a huge plot twist at the midpoint, and I feel like there wasn't enough investigation to get her there, right? It was like, oh, she did this one thing, found something out, did this other thing, and then, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I need a few more, you know? But I don't need to do too much because it's still just the zero draft.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to flesh out maybe like 1 or 2 chapters in there, and then I'll be ready to like really flesh out the midpoint because that's where I'm at. Let's see.
Kristen is having a game night. I'm jealous. I love a good game night.
Have not had a game night since I left California.
I miss board game nights.
Yeah, we used to do that a lot.
Jessica needs 3K to be on track for today. You can do it. That's nothing. Let's see here.
It's doable. Christian's doing final edits on one novel today. God, start drafting your next one. Dang. Well, that's nice. You already have it plotted.
Well, yeah, if you already have it plotted, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. YA fantasy for Phoebe. That's exciting.
I really miss YA fantasy, and I feel like I should get back into reading it because I was beta reading some of Lainey's book, and she's writing a YA fantasy, and I miss it. And I love YA fantasy.
I just finished reading a YA fantasy that was really, really good. You may have heard of it. It was called Love Like Magic.
Yeah, that's right. I thought that was going. At first, you got me at first.
And also it's very intimidating because if you have read Love Like Magic, you know that Lizelle has 500 million plot lines and plot threads. And they're so good and so complex. And I'm like, I have one plot thread. I have maybe 2. Ugh.
I have like 1.5, I feel like. And Lizelle's gonna be, if Lizelle ever reads my book, she's gonna be like, oh, you simple man.
You simple bitch. Stacy, good old sleepovers. Yeah, they never sleep. I never slept at a sleepover. 3rd act of a thriller. Ooh, Elaine, is that an adult thriller? Oh, Lizelle having some fun reading. Parable of the Sower. Very light this evening. At least it's a graphic novel form, a little bit better.
Jessica said wait until you get to book 2.
See, so here's the thing though. I need a break before I get to book 2 because Lizelle's book is a chunky one. And I'm also listening to Prince Harry's memoir, which is also chunky. So I'm almost done with his. So once I'm done with that, I need to go to a shorter book. And I think we're all going to try to read the Kate Alice Marshall book that comes out this week. Although the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Heather Gay's book, I think comes out this week too, which is Bad Mormon. So I also want to read
that. Is Prince Harry's book, does he narrate it?
Yes. Yeah.
No one needs to, Lizelle, but it sold your book. You know, people love it.
There was just so many plot lines, and I was just like, dang, I'm like, oh my god, and a lot of them are all being tied up, I don't know, it's a lot. It was a lot, Lizelle. It was very extra, and not in a bad way though, in a very intimidating way. Which Kate Alice Marshall book are you reading, Jess?
My issue is I don't want to add a plot line that doesn't add anything to the story, you know? So I want it to be there for a reason, not just to make it longer.
Yeah, I think with Lizelle's, it was each character had 2 or 3 threads that were all tangential, but they all have their own arcs and resolutions to them. So Yeah.
Do it, Lizelle. Do it. An updated plotters tutorial.
Yes, please, Lizelle. And if Lindsay, you're listening, I'm still waiting for your deep dive into Anatomy of Story video. Big request here, ma'am. That's funny.
Do we want to start sprinting soon?
Yes.
Do you want to pull up the timer? Because when my computer tries to juggle too much stuff, it starts to.
Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, but I definitely plan to read Blood Like Fate soon because I need to know what happens. So. Oh, you know what? I said I wanted to do a short one. I'm pulling a timer, but I said I want to do a short one. I should read Lindsay's book because that's a short one.
It is
it's
short.
A wee one. Yeah.
And Lizelle's new book comes out soon. Delicious Monster.
Oh yeah. Lindsay. All right, Lindsay. I'll be waiting. All right, let me pull up a timer real quick.
I'm trying to get through some of my books that I may want to get rid of. So I've been doing a lot of short ones, but I'm also doing some longer ones, and it's just I'm juggling so many readings right now. Devacia's struggling to put together my computer chair before I can sit down and write. Sit on the floor. You'll be fine. I was sitting on my bed last night cutting fabric, and I sliced my finger real bad, and I started bleeding everywhere. That was fun. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Whoop, there it is.
Okay. Are we ready to start sprinting?
Yeah, I was born ready.
Okay. Go ahead and start it whenever.
All right, ready, set, go. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Well. There we go. No.
Hello, everybody. How did everybody do? How do?
I basically have just gone through and I'm writing down all the pieces I do have. And I've already noticed that there's a few gaps with some leaps that I'm trying to fill in. So I did a decent amount of figuring stuff out. I'm still trying to do like the Rubik's Cube of my fun and games section. So how about you, Kev?
I think okay, so I ran into a part where I was like, this doesn't make any sense from what happened earlier. And I struggle with not just fixing it right then and there because I'm trying to do the read through. So of course I fixed some of it. And then I wrote down the rest that I need to fix. So I'm trying not to like get sucked into editing right now.
Right.
The full picture.
Yeah.
But it's just so hard, when you see something, you're like, I can fix that right now. I can fix it, but I shouldn't.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see. What's everybody else? Hi, Savvy. Thanks for joining.
For 300 words and just a new character, broke the 5K mark. Nice. That's always a good feeling when you like hit milestones on a first draft.
Yeah. Jessica, 500 words is really good.
That is really good considering you only need 3,000. I mean, look, you're already like a sixth of the way done.
Yep. Math.
Not my strong suit, but I think I got that right.
Elaine only got 112 words, but she had to feed the cats, so understandable.
Have I seen your cats before, Elaine? I feel like I need to go check on Instagram now. Oh, there you are, right there.
533 words. Now you got to figure out how you're going to write the rest of the scene. Kristen, can you remind me again, where are you at in your draft? Like, what act are you in? Where are you currently at in the book? Nia did some character work. As she outlines, wrote 231 words of the outline. Nice. We like a chonky outline. Helps for drafting.
I used to be a bare minimum outline kind of person until I realized that it was just.
That's why I'm kind of combining my outline zero draft for me, because it feels more than an outline because I'm summarizing every single chapter. And so the word count is very long, but it's then when I go to draft it, it's going to be so quick, So I feel like I'm putting in a lot of work on. I feel like that's how it's going to go. Is like this draft is going to take a lot of time because it's all the plotting and the planning, and then that first draft will go very quickly, and then it'll be reading, revising, and then we'll see how those go. But I think that this is going to be the more labor intensive than the drafting because I'm figuring all the like preliminary plot stuff. Of course. Yeah. As I revise, it'll get layered and more complex, but like the original, story, basically. Hi, Bailey. Better late than never.
Hello, Bailey.
Better Nate than ever. Or whatever. What is that book called? Better Nate than ever, right?
Something like that, yeah. Kristen is firmly in the Fun and Games. Act 2.
Same, girl, same. Christian spent the whole time looking at clothes for my main character. Okay, I did this last night where I was thinking about my character. So I have a therapist, like a psychiatrist character in my book. And I spent a really long, I don't like the name I have. And so I spent like an hour trying to find a name and none of them were speaking to me. And it's so horrible. But I'm really weird about names. Like I can't just like I know like Kate is like, someone just give me a name. I cannot do that. There has to be like a reason. It has to make sense in my mind. Like it doesn't have to do anything in the book. But for me, I have to understand why the character has that name.
Yeah. I picked a name for one of my characters and I realized that I hate it. So I need to change that.
Yeah, my outlines are chunky and makes it for sure. Exactly. I'm just not someone who can pant stuff. I think it has a kind of brain, right? And mine gets too overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed just trying to freaking plot the thing, let alone just kind of letting it rip,
Here's the issue here's the issue for me is that I guess I didn't really pants that novel. because I did have an outline. So no, I've tried pantsing one novel and I didn't finish it, and I really like the idea, although I don't think it would sell. So it's like I would just mostly be working on it for myself. But I know that going back to edit it now would be so difficult because I pantsed it. So I think what I would have to do is like come up, like I'd have to go through, outline what I have, and then come up with an outline for the novel after the fact of writing it, and then like fix it. Because I don't know. I just feel like it takes a lot more time to edit. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it would take a lot more time to edit if you pants. But I honestly don't know. I've never pants completely.
I don't know. I think some people, I especially feel like some people who have like the plotting structure down inherently, it may be easier for them to do like at least the main plot line of a draft. I think that I could maybe, like I said, like maybe something like that if I had some like just few notes, but I'm not that skilled in the writing yet to be able to do that. So and my brain is just.
I think for me personally, it would take longer if I pantsed. I don't know if it would for everybody, but I think for me personally, it would.
Yeah, I definitely think it's like depends like person to person how you think, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Kristen's writing a therapy. Gotta love a therapy scene in a book.
I had a whole therapy plotline in my first book.
Mine is sort of like a forced, so it's not productive.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's being made to do it, doesn't want to. So
sorry, I'm also working today. I have to do a little work really quick, so I can talk working. So.
I feel like my volume. How do I turn my volume?
But I
There we go.
Oh.
Phoebe, that's what I tried doing that, and that's kind of what I'm doing. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing, where I do the outline first, and I have not outlined the whole book. So I'm doing like, and that's why I'm saying like my outline and like zero draft are kind of happening like in tandem, like simultaneously, because what I did is I outlined Act 1, because I've basically broken up into 4 acts. Like Act 2 is 2 separate, because especially in my book, something big happens at the midpoint that completely changes the goal of the second part, you know? So it's like, to me, it's completely separate. So I outlined the first act, and then I started filling it in with the zero draft, like the summary. Then I outlined, you know, this first part of Act 2, then I started filling it in. So then once I get all this stuff filled in, then I'm going to outline the second half of Act 2 and start filling it. So like that. So I'm kind of doing similar.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like, and whenever I hear everyone like talking about the project they're working on, it like gives me the urge to like start a new project. I don't know why, but like I'm like, oh, it would be so fun to draft right now, even though I'm not like the biggest fan of drafting. I just feel like it would be fun.
I have so many other ideas that I'm always wanting to like pivot because I feel like in my mind those are all so much easier than the one I'm currently working on. I feel like I have to finish it. I have to. I'm not letting myself stop. It's like a personal thing I need to do.
I think that's also part of my issue is that I have a lot of ideas and I want to write them all. You know, I want them to be done.
Same.
You know, so.
Okay, so Elaine, why do you want to rename the character then if the name works? What's the beef with the name? Bailey's been outlining like that too. Yeah, I really think that's I think that's helpful. Savvy, I've been kind of doing that too. So this is something I did with this draft, and I think it's been really helpful, is when I just have like a blank and like no idea, that overwhelms me. So I've kind of started thinking about if we're using like the Save the Cat as like each act of 7 chapters, because you know the second act is supposed to be double the first and the last. So if you do 7, 14, and 7, then you have a 28 chapter book, right? So it's been how I just immediately started doing the outline like that, and I'm like, okay, when I'm outlining chapter 1, I have 7 chapters. Now, if I feel like I have the full outline done, it was only 6 chapters, I'm okay with that. I'll just drop the 7th chapter. And I've also had something where within those 7 chapters, I'm like, oh, this topic actually probably needs to get broken into 2. So I'm just going to put another chapter here. So then like now my second, so like right now my first act's only like 6 chapters, but my second or the first part of the second half has an extra chapter in it. You know what I mean? So like I'm not making myself like stuck in those chapters that it has to be only 7 chapters, but I feel like setting up an outline that I can move within helps me, rather than being like, I don't know how many chapters it should be, I don't know how long it should be. I feel like 7 is like a good, because you have 3 in a middle, right? So you can always kind of think of those 7 sections as having like a middle part. And I think what I ended up doing too is, no, that's what what I did was I took the 2-7 in the middle, and then I have a midpoint chapter that doesn't count toward those 2-7. So I guess it's like math. What is that, 29?
I think it's good to have like a brief, not brief, like a vague guideline, even if you don't stick to it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But I'm not sticking hard to it. Like I can move it, but like I at least have some sort of like skeleton idea of around how many chapters, you know, something to. And this is based on like a 2,000 word chapter kind of thing. For now, and this is the early draft. Of course, chapters can get added, chapters can get longer, etc. But this is just in the outlining phase, you know.
Phoebe, I've also done some things. I've heard of people doing something similar where they do like a quarter at a time, and I always thought about doing that, especially with the.
I think that's how Lainey writes.
Yeah, that is actually, yeah.
She outlines drafts, like each section.
So outline like what, like a fourth of the novel to where it's supposed to go, and then from there she'll be like, okay, where do I want to go from here?
Yeah.
Hello, Jennifer. Thank you for coming.
Hi, Jennifer.
Laura, you look fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you. I don't feel like I do, but I'll take it. Let's see. Twins in my upper middle grade, Sophia and Olivia, and I just don't like Olivia being called Olivia. Well, can she have like a nickname? Like, can she go by Liv?
Or Olive.
Or Olive. That was going to be the next one I thought. Part of like my main character is, because I've changed some stuff about her, is that she has like 50 nicknames. Because honestly, like that's how I grew up. Like everyone in my family had a different nickname for me, and so she has like her given name that like nobody calls her, and then like each person has like a different nickname, and the nicknames kind of evolve off of each other. That's how like my dogs are too. And what made me think about this is Prince Harry, right? So his name is Henry. He was born Henry, but he goes by Harry. But as a nickname for Harry, his brother and his dad call him Harold.
That's weird.
So his name's not, you know what I mean? So they call him Harold. Like that's the nickname. So you know they kind of evolved. So it's a nickname of the nickname.
I honestly did not know his name was Henry.
Yeah. So, but also like some of his friends call him Spike because when he shaved his head, it all grew back and it was like sticking up everywhere. And then he had to do like this event at a zoo in Australia, and the animal he held up had like spiky hair and it was named Spike. So then everyone calls him Spike. And so anyway, you know, I feel like that's really common for people to have like a lot of nicknames. So that's kind of like a funny part of my book, is that everyone kind of calls her something different.
Yeah.
So. Soph and Livy, that's cute.
Oh,
I love Soph. I think that's a really cute nickname. I'm obsessed with nicknames. Anytime I give someone a name, I'm like, what is their nickname? And if I can't think of a good nickname, then I don't name them that. I'm a nickname person. Like, how often do I ever call you Kevin?
Only if you're angry.
Yeah, usually.
If you're like mad at me for something. That's really it.
I'm never mad at you.
But to be honest, like that's kind of how our parents are too. Like they don't call me Kevin unless it's like trying to get my attention, you know, like anger or like something serious. But like I don't think either of our parents call me Kevin either. Actually, no one in our family calls me Kevin.
Yeah.
To the point where it's weird when people do call me Kevin, because so little people call me Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't really get called by many nicknames anymore. I think it's hard to get a nickname as an adult from another adult. But if I ever talk to people from like when I was young, I have lots of nicknames.
I call Damien Damie, but that's not really a nickname. That was his name for like the first 16 years of his life. Like his grandma changed his name when she adopted him. So he went by Damie and didn't know his real name was Damien until he was 16. So I call him Damie now.
Exactly, Sevi. Yeah, Prince Harry has a lot of like they also call him Haz. Like Meghan calls him Haz, and they also call him H. So, and they call Prince William Willie, which is really funny to me. You don't like Liv. Livy's cute. How could you not like Liv? Like from Special Victims Unit, Liv? Yeah, what does Damien call you, Kev?
He does not say my name ever at all. And so he's like, why would I? Like, if I'm speaking to you, I was like, I don't know, like, you're trying to get my attention or something. He's like, I just walk over to you, like, if we're in public. I was like, no, it's so weird. He doesn't call me anything. And it's so weird because when he does.
You've never heard him use any sort of moniker to you.
He's called me Kevin maybe like 6 times the entire time we've been together in like 5 years. And it's so weird to me now when he does say my name, it catches me off guard. It's a conversation we've had many times. He doesn't call me anything.
Tori goes by Tori. They mishear you? What do they think you're saying? Yeah.
I'm gonna start calling you Zell. What's up, Zell?
Yeah, I cannot see you, Lizelle, as a Liz.
I'll just call her Zell. Liz L.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I think you're. I guess some names don't really have like I almost always call Lindsay Linz in the like whenever I'm like messing. I'm like, yeah, you're so right, Linz. Like I don't know why I'm such a like. I don't know, 12-year-old boy on a basketball team who like wants to like give everyone.
If you were a 12-year-old boy on a basketball team, you'd be saying last names. You'd be calling.
Well, I was called by my last name all through school.
That is such like a jock thing to do, like or like when you're in gym and.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was called by our last name all through school because most of my friends were guys, so that's usually what they would call me. And then of course Savoy sounds like Savoy. So then I kept getting Laura Zaboy. That was apparently hilarious in the 7th grade. Because, you know, I was really into like heavy metal and baggy jeans and boys' t-shirts. I wore boys' clothes. So Laura Zaboy was very funny in junior high.
I like your Chicago nickname. It always makes
oh my God, the fat Chicago nickname.
Okay. Why would you call someone fat Chicago? It doesn't make any sense, but it always makes me laugh.
When you're 12 years old, I mean, it's whatever.
But like, so stupid.
But I also, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it, I do get called by my last name now too, which I guess is not public knowledge on here. But,
oh yeah, you don't. I thought you were gonna say it. I was like,
but like some of my like professors in school would call me that, like the male professor, because I have that vibe, dude. I'm the boy, like I'm like that kind of person who's like always like teasing, like what, you know, I don't know. I give boy vibes apparently.
My nickname for you is Laura.
Laura.
Okay, I want to go on record. I know I say continue wrong, okay?
Continue.
But I was watching a YouTuber yesterday, and she lived in Illinois for like 20 years, and she also says continue. So I'm not alone in this.
You also, what else? There's something else that you say that always drives me nuts. But Aaron also, I don't know if it's Southern or what, but he also like pronounces G's hard. Like he says hanger instead of hanger. You know, it's like hanger. He also puts the emphasis on different syllables for some things. Like instead of like Thanksgiving, it's Thanksgiving.
Doesn't he also say chocolate?
I mean, some stuff he says, yeah, it's something weird because he has a Southern accent. But
Lizzie boy.
We'd have to be back in Chicago to do that. Kevin's gonna be there soon.
I am. I'm gonna be there in like less than 2 weeks, visiting family.
Lizzo Ellie, I don't know about that. Lindsay, that's a mouthful.
Are you ready for another sprint?
Yeah,
Dave.
I'm definitely ready.
Savvy's nickname was Dave.
Lizzie boy.
Do you remember when our aunt Darby used to call me Keverdeen?
Yeah.
That's not even my middle name. I don't know where she came up with that.
Well, so my middle name is Lynn, and as you know, growing up, that's what most of like the women in the family called me was Laura Lynn, like full on Laura Lynn.
Kever's also not a name. Dean is not my middle name.
Yeah. But I got all the like
same timer.
Lorzy Doodle, Lou. I got Lou a lot, which is like weird, but I'm definitely a nickname person. So now that I realize that I don't have a nickname for Lizelle, I will not rest until I have one. So be on the lookout, Lizelle. I'm gonna make a nickname happen. And it will not be Laser. Just so you know. Do you want to share the time? You want to use the same timer again, Kev, and share it?
Yeah. Call her Sammy for her last name. Liz Sammy. Oh wait, you want to restart?
You just call her Lizzo. Why not? Just steal someone else's nickname. No, share it. Put it in there. We'll use that one.
Is Lizzo's real name Elizabeth?
No. She said. I just saw an interview where she talked about it. Melissa is her name.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah. She said that like she went to school in like Texas or something. She said during that time period, it was popular for everyone to like take their like a shortened version of their name and then add O to it. So there was lots of people like that in her high school. They all had those nicknames.
Huh. Her real name's Melissa Vivian Jefferson. Okay, we can start whenever.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do another sprint. And right now. Wait, I gotta start it over actually. Sorry. Go back. No, it's never gonna happen.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll just stop at 15.
Here, I got it. There we go. Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
My God. So here, can I remove this? Okay.
Hush.
How did everyone do?
I am stuck. Oh, I'm stuck. So I've just been doing a lot of brainstorming and writing down like options with question marks next to it. So that's pretty much what I did.
That's something.
Exactly,
Mine's
Kristen.
same old, so nothing really to update.
Finish it and move on.
I agree. You can always fix it later. Damn,
Dang,
Jessica,
Jessica, that's
788.
great. 788. Nailed it. Jessica, when are you giving this draft to Kate again? Is it the end of this month? Yeah, my dogs do that too sometimes when they hear other dogs barking. They're like, what's going on? What's up?
Phoebe, treat yourself. Stay up for another hour.
I mean, do you have to get up early? And even if you do, like, so what? Who cares?
That's what coffee's for.
That's what naps are for.
That too. I love a good nap.
362 words. Nice. Oh, okay. End of February. Oh, I thought this was the other book, Jessica, the one that you gave her. Is it not the same one that you already gave her a draft of? Or are you outlining what you previously gave her? Is that what's happening? Dang, Savvy, 889 words. That's a lot.
Dang. God, Christian, I can't believe you write by hand.
Christian. Dude, when I wrote those like 6 pages of like my synopsis, dude, my hand was cramping.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
It hurt so bad.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
I have to brainstorm by hand. I can't brainstorm on computers. It doesn't work for me. I think it's just because I don't know, because the internet didn't come into my like computers weren't like in our home until I was like 7th or 8th grade. So I just think I fundamentally learned how to like do that by hand. I don't know. I think maybe it's also kinetic. Like, I don't know, but I just can't brainstorm on the computer.
I think I read somewhere once that writing by hand and writing by computer use 2 different parts of your brain.
Yeah, I'm sure. She already read one, so I'm changing everything except for some of the backstory and a few plots. Been there. Dwarf Monsters has been through many, many changes. What is moving on your bookshelf, Kevin? Oh, is there someone on the other side of it?
Dang it.
I was like, what is happening? There's a ghost.
It's that earthquake they're talking about.
It's kind of freaky. That guy predicted that stuff in like 2011.
I'm ready for it. I don't always write by hand, but I do sometimes when I want to break the computer when I'm plotting and brainstorming. Yeah, that makes sense. Like the brainstorming stuff.
Yeah, plotting and brainstorming is very much like, and I'm very much like draw lines to stuff and arrows and circles. Like I kind of mind map a little bit.
Just because there's a lot of creepy dolls in the dollhouse behind me. This is actually Damien's dollhouse. I'm just using it because if I don't put this behind me, you'll see my entire apartment because our apartment in Burbank is very tiny. So I have to hide the rest of it. It's all an illusion.
My dogs are barking, so I need it for a minute. So.
I know that Neil Gaiman does, and Nicola Yoon. I can't do it. It hurts my hand. Thank you for coming, Kristen. Have fun with your game night.
Oh, what am I typing? Bye, Kristen. I was like typing. Falcor, hush.
But I just can't do it. It hurts my hand, Victoria. I tried. I do sometimes. I guess I do sometimes when I'm brainstorming as well. But
I could never do a whole draft. That's
Yeah,
crazy
we talk about
talk.
it
I could
too.
do like brainstorming, plotting, outlining, but
Honestly, Jessica, while apartments are expensive here, we kind of got screwed because we were really desperate to get an apartment when we were moving back from Portland. Um, and I've since looked, and we could afford a slightly bigger place for the same price. I just don't want to move. I hate moving. But yes, they are small.
bigger places are can be a pain. You just put more stuff into it. It's more stuff to clean, more space to fill up.
I mean, our apartment's already pretty stacked because we do a lot of crafts. So
At least it's not like you're a studio.
I actually really I miss that area, but not the size
Yeah.
or price or it's a fun area to live in.
Yeah, I saw something on TV the other day where they were like, it wasn't your actual road that you used to live on, but it was like the next one over or something. I was like, oh my god, I know that area.
That area did suck for parking though. That was the
Huh?
biggest. Parking in that area was awful.
Oh yeah. Are we ready for another sprint already?
I
feel
mean,
like
I'm cool. I'm good whenever.
yeah, I feel like I need to
Oh wait,
put in
actually, let me pull up.
some more brainstorming.
Okay, let
So
me pull up the Forest app really quick because I think there's been a couple of people joining me. So let me do that really quick.
okay.
Oops, that's not it. That old one. Okay. So we'll just give it like a minute, and we can start.
That makes sense, Stacy. I like to have like visual stuff while I'm like working on stuff too, like when I'm writing.
Did you know that on which I did not know this. I mean, I learned a couple years ago now, but I've never used it. Is that on Scrivener you can change the little side background things to be like a mood board of yours or something.
Yeah, you can do a lot with Scrivener.
One of my agent siblings, who actually has a book out called In the Shadow Garden. She showed me, Liz Parker, by the way, but she showed me how to do that.
Looks like I have a little wig laying on the floor, but it's a doggy.
That's how I feel about whenever Hogarth's laying. I'm like, oh, is that a used bath mat?
It's
Okay.
a Falcor, but you just
Well,
can't see his head.
Stacy joins. So
Oh, we got an
we can go
Achilles
ahead
in
and
here
start
too.
whenever.
Oh, and there's Lacey.
I don't know where my dog is. He's not behind me. I thought he was.
Achilles. Get out of my coat. What are y'all getting into?
We can go ahead and start whenever now, Laura.
Okay, just gotta put it back in the thing.
If you want to pull up the correct timer.
I'm ready whenever you wanna. Okay.
Okay, go ahead and start it.
Hold on, we gotta get everybody ready. No, stop. Okay. Stop. Hold on.
No, we already started.
Oh, okay, then everybody go. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Time's up.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
So I was able to figure some stuff out, but as you can see here, it is very beautiful minded all over my page. So now I have to. Did you see it? Like lots of arrows and stuff. So now I got to take all of this because I put a bunch of different like options, and then I found the ones that I did like that would work. Like I was kind of going through all the different scenarios. Like, oh, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. And then I found what I like, and so I have arrows pointing to everything. So now I'm trying to take from this and just type it up like really quickly in bullet points, so then I can then take that and incorporate it into my zero draft. So this is what my brainstorming looks like. But I figured it out. So I highly recommend. I really just like, I know it sounds really stupid, but like I was really having a hard time getting from like, okay, this action happened and then this action happened. How do I get us there, right? Like I want to end here and I'm here. And so I literally just write down every single thing that pops in my head. I'm like, okay, well, it could be this, it could be this, it could do this, or like what are like, or I go to the end point. I'm like, okay, what are some things? What are some like? So for example, I wanted to talk to a reporter who she had a bad interaction with. So I had to just like think of like, okay, why would she go to the reporter? Like, what would be a reason that she would seek this person out? So that I just started writing all the different possibilities, you know what I mean? And then just looking for ways that like, oh, and I just feel like when you do that, which I used to do a lot of brainstorming in my head, but I feel like it's too many ideas to juggle, and that maybe I'm not, getting all the ideas out. So I feel like on the paper, if I just like write down all the ideas, eventually one's going to pop out and I'd be like, oh, okay. So I definitely recommend, that kind of like mind mapping rather than trying to just do it in your head, because I feel like you only have so much space and ability to like really juggle those ideas. And I feel like you have to like exercise them out, you know? So anyway, how did it go for you?
I came to a very, so.
Did you just say Dingleberry?
I said I came to a very, and then I stopped.
You said Dingleberry.
I came to a very natural stopping point for the day, but I don't know if I want to stop because I know that.
Can't stop, won't stop.
So when I finished the first draft, I had to go back and add a chapter in. And I actually really like the chapter. I think it's written really well. I think it's one of my stronger chapters. But now I need to, because I wrote it separately, I now had to figure out how to like meld it into the next chapter because it wasn't there before. And now I'm just like, this is a natural stopping point because I don't want to work on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I do really like the chapter I just read. I feel like it gives it like a little bit of a spooky atmosphere. And for anyone that's seen The Menu, which is a great movie.
Loved it.
I feel like it has a very like, when they first get to the island and they're like showing them around, it has like that vibe. And I really like this chapter. So, and I wrote this chapter before that movie. So like me and them, same wavelength.
I definitely felt like The Menu had like a midsummer vibe to it.
Damien called it deconstructed midsummer.
Yeah. It was very midsummer, and it was also that one that I had you watch that takes place in England, remember? And it had like the big woman.
Yep.
I really very folklore, even though The Menu I would not say is folklore. It had folklore vibes in I agree. Setting. The setting felt very folklore.
I agree. Yeah. I really liked it.
And I think it was also like the dread. Like you just knew stuff was up. Like something is askew. Everything's not quite right. Even though everything seemingly looks fine,
Savvy, I think it's on HBO Max.
Yes.
So Savvy wrote 838 words. That's amazing.
Nice.
Phoebe's writing an exciting scene. Put my protagonist through so much pain.
I struggle with putting my protagonist through pain. I have to.
I think the worst, man.
I think part of the problem. I think this is really like classic, but like there are some like elements of me in this character, obviously, as there are in all of my characters, but I feel like I never want to then put them through anything bad. Because it's like I have to like remind myself like, and I think that's actually, honestly, that's what helped me when I had my ideas for my sci-fi last night, was a big problem I realized, and I think I got this from Story Genius, and it's a simple concept, and you probably heard it somewhere else, but this is when it really occurred to me, is like when you're trying to figure out like your problem, or your character, like those two things, it's like think of a scenario and then like what kind of person would this be like the worst scenario for?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you have your person, what would be the worst scenario you could put them in?
That's kind of
And
what
so,
I feel like I'm trying to do with my book. So I'll
yeah,
say,
it's a game changer when you do that, because when I did that, I was like, oh, I was starting my book in the wrong place.
Mhm.
My sci-fi book, right? Because, and then I realized that my first book, a lot of that is actually book 2, and it needed to start somewhere else in a different scenario, if that makes sense. So like, I feel like that piece of advice of like thinking about who would be the most ill-equipped to handle this situation, or what is the worst situation you could put this person in, how they are right now, kind of thing.
I want to see when you read it if you think that I did a good job with that, because I feel like I chose a character and I was like, who would be the worst person to be in this situation? And I feel like I did it well, but we'll see.
What I'd like, Kev, when you have me read it, is if there's a couple of like questions like that in particular that you're curious about, like give them to me either like before I read or like after.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? That way I can remember to like really specifically like comment on that or think on that, you know?
I'm going to do what Lizelle did when we beta read her book and do a Google Forms afterwards. The questions. So.
See, I think my idea of, at least right now, is whenever I have someone read it, which gotta finish it, so who knows when that's gonna happen. But I think I want to do, and I think I saw someone do this. Maybe it was Lindsay, or it was either Lindsay or she never makes videos anymore, and it's a real shame. What is her name? I can't think of it, but she used to do AuthorTube videos too. And one of them is either Lindsay or her. They would put questions at the end of certain like sections. So it's like, okay, you've read to this point. What are your thoughts at this point in the book?
I beta read Lindsay so long ago, so I don't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure Lindsay did that because she had chapters.
Okay, because I felt like someone did that. Shut up, Jessica. I'm working my way towards making videos again. I'm starting with the live streams, okay? Honestly, I've been battling COVID. That's been part of it. My house is still dealing with that. So
Jessica said that she killed off a character she wasn't planning to kill off.
Oh no.
Or oh yes, make it the worst possible situation.
True. Christian wrote more words. First chapter starting to take shape. Getting it nice. Getting into the flow. Was it you, Lindsay?
I'm pretty sure it was Lindsay.
Yeah. Who is the other person? Is it Rayleigh? Was that her name? Lindsay, you know her. Is that her name, Rayleigh? I'm seeing her face, and her husband wrote a song for her channel. Oh my gosh, I think I follow her on Instagram. Anyway, it's gonna drive me nuts.
Hi, handsome boy.
I can't think of who it is.
Big stretch. My living bath mat has decided to join us.
Oh, you're saying Jessica? I was like, what? What's going on? Also, Aaron, sorry, Kevin, I didn't mean to call you Aaron. Oh, hey, Hoagie. Kevin, I am having the best time following Ryan Lasala on Instagram, by the way.
I'm sure you are.
So just let him know that to keep it up because it's giving me life all day, every day. Well, oh my gosh, Lindsay, I know you know her. Oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me nuts.
Hi, handsome. Oh, did you want to be part of the slide?
She was writing like a... It is Rayleigh. You know who she is, Lindsay. Anyway, if anyone remembers Rayleigh, she was on AuthorTube, and she used to make videos, and I thought maybe it was her. But anyway, Rayleigh, if you're watching this, miss you, girl. Make some videos. She like moved to a hobby farm, remember? And she had like bunnies and stuff.
I want bunnies. I would love to have a bunny. I was talking to Jessica about it. I mean, not Jessica, Lindsay.
Oh, because you called me out. Here's the thing. Like I said, I've been dealing with COVID. That's part of it. See, thank you, Lindsay. I knew you knew her. We've been dealing with COVID in the house. So like I have this new office, if you guys haven't noticed. But this used to be a dining room, and so it's open over here still. And so we're building a wall. I hate even using that phrase. Building a wall to cut off the room so that my office has like a wall and a door, because I work in here as well, because now I'm like a manager and I have to like be on camera a lot for people. So I want to have privacy in here. And so it's just been kind of hard to like film anything because it's not private right now. Like this opens up to like my living room, kitchen and stuff like that. So that's been part of it. And because everyone has COVID, everyone's coughing and sneezing and stuff. So it just hasn't been conducive for filming. That is my excuse currently at present. Okay. So
just really quick, Jennifer, we got him, we adopted him off, and the woman we got him from said that he was a full-blooded poodle, but that she didn't feel like getting the paperwork. And I was like, that's fine, because I don't actually care. But then we brought him to the groomer, and the groomer was like, that is not a full-blooded poodle. That's a golden doodle. So I don't actually know what he is. We're assuming he's a golden doodle.
Defasia. I do remember she posted her April camp video in August. Yes. Rayleigh girl, if you're watching this, where are you? Give us an update. Hi, Caitlin. Yeah, I feel like we all, not all of us, some of us have been kept up, have kind of fallen off. A lot of us have fallen off of AuthorTube, and I miss it, man. I miss those days. I don't like doing vlogs right now. I feel like vlogs are kind of a lot, but I wouldn't mind doing some like how Lindsay's been doing. Like I wanted to do that last year, how Lindsay does like a once a month update, but I just was so busy with work. I just I couldn't take on any other tasks last year.
I was thinking that too. I miss like the heyday where like everyone was there and there's tons of people.
Life, man, you know. We were all like shut-ins though because of COVID too, so that was part of it. We bonded over COVID.
True.
You
need the grooming. We're in a bit next week. Hey, Marty, you need a grooming.
2 Ohioans. What did I see about Ohio recently?
Thank you.
I saw like a book or a movie or something that took place in Ohio. It's funny.
Oh, you're such a good boy.
I don't know. I can't remember anything. Well, I think since I just had this great brainstorm, we should try to do one more sprint before we have our little chit chat before the end of the thing. Get one more in real quick because I want to at least make sense of this mess I made on my notebook. So, yes, one more sprint. One more sprint. That's right.
Okay, I'm cool with that. Let me pull up the. I'm not gonna do Stacey. I know you've been doing the forest with me, but I'm not gonna do it this time. Sorry.
Do the what?
Okay.
Oh, the forest.
I'm not gonna pull it up this time because my phone's acting weird. Get rid of this banner. Okay, we can go ahead.
Okay, Jess. Then we will say adieu to you now, and hopefully we get to see each other more. Are you reading? Are you going to read the new Kate Alice Marshall book, the adult one, Jessica? I think you said you had a arc of it, right? So that comes out next week.
Wait, okay. So. While we're talking about her,
stop and do some catching up. Or are you reading that right now? Sorry, Kev. What?
No, while we're talking about her, what is the name of the book that we're supposed to be reading?
Well, it hasn't come out yet, so don't worry.
Oh, it comes out.
Comes out on Tuesday. Yes, Ray B. Shaw, Lindsay. That's it. Her name was Rayleigh.
Oh, Ray B. Shaw. Yes. Okay, I didn't realize that was
thank you. Okay.
Yeah. I miss the heydays.
What Lies in the Woods. There you go.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, because I think I'm gonna buy the digital version of it.
Also, real quick, another shout out. If you have not, especially if you like horror, but not just if you like horror, Michelle Schusterman is sharing her progress of writing an adult horror on her channel, and chef's kiss to those videos.
I love all her videos.
Also very inspiring, and like I have them playing, and it was like making me want to do stuff. So
I love all of Michelle's videos. I find everything she does to be really motivating, and I think it's partially because like she was a teacher, so like she's good at like
she is.
Like, you know, she's just good at
she really talks through the process and stuff. Yeah. It's really helpful. Yeah.
She's really good at like talking through things, and just like the way she presents things and talks about things is just like really digestible and understandable. And she has a good screen presence. She has a very good screen presence that I think comes from being a teacher also.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched Michelle Schusterman's videos on. She's had 2 so far, and the book sounds fantastic. It's like right up my alley, my favorite kind of horror stuff. So why would they not want to show that? That was weird. Why was that from?
Was something not shown?
Yes, Michelle. If you're not following Michelle Schusterman, get on that. She is a gem. All right, are we gonna do this? Are we gonna share the timer?
Yep. Go ahead and start
All right,
whenever.
let me just refresh it and then. Okay, on your marks. Get set. Last friend of the night. King of the North. I don't know why I said that. Ding-a-ling-a-ling! It's the last ding-a-ling of the night, ladies and gentlemen.
God. But not of our lives.
I should stop saying little people.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't all fit into those dichotomies, nor should we have to.
How was yours?
Say what?
How was yours? Your sprint?
Oh, bro, I got so much. I'm honestly, this live stream tonight, I got a lot of brainstorming stuff figured out. Like, I've been like thinking about this all week, and this is just really what I needed to just sit down and work it out. And so that's why I wanted to get back to at least doing the live streams once a week at the bare minimum, you know, because I just always have, you know, I have ADHD, but also I just have a million other excuses of like just keeping it in my head, but not really sitting down and just doing the thing, you know? And when I just sit here, force myself to do it, who'd have thought? Progress happens. So I'm very excited. I definitely made huge leaps. I got these two things and I'm like, they're like almost kissing. So I just want to smash their faces together. But yeah, I almost got the link there, so I feel good. How about you?
I'm the same. I feel like I needed these sprints to really refocus on my writing and get back into my books, because it's really easy to be like, oh, I'll work on it today. But it's like when you have a set time
right
every week to work on it, then
you can't get out of it, right? Because I could set aside a time and be like, hey, on Thursdays at 2, I'm going to do this thing. Well, not really, I'm working, but then I just give myself an excuse not to do it. But when other people are like depending on you, or like you have to show up for other people, like, you know what I mean? So it's not that easy to just be like, oh, never mind.
So I'm glad. I feel like I've gotten a lot done tonight, and I'm really happy with what I've gotten done. And I just, like you said last week, like I just missed the camaraderie of it all. So.
Yes.
Also, Stacy, I say go to sleep. You're gonna do that a sprint, but I'm sure you got less done tonight.
Go to sleep.
Look, Victoria, sometimes you gotta walk the dog, you know?
And look, I know how those pesky brothers can be.
Actually, I don't.
I would say I'm not going to call me to save my life.
I'm not.
Kevin only calls me when he needs something.
I don't know who you're talking to, because it ain't me.
Kevin only calls me when he needs something.
Sisterly advice, mostly.
Yeah. But you never just call to say, hello, you love me, checking in.
When have you ever called me to say that? Ever?
I guess
you call me to be like, I have this bright idea.
Yeah. Although if I don't hear from you via text by like, if it's more than 24 hours, I'm like, yo, are you dead? What's going on? Like, we don't text like all day every day, but like I don't usually go that long without hearing from you. So especially when I send you something and it's been over 24 hours and you haven't responded to it, I'm like, okay, I sent you a TikTok, please at least thumbs it up.
I just realized you sent me when I didn't see the well, you're like, it's hard to imagine living somewhere when someone has all their shit everywhere.
No, Kevin and I are good. We're good.
You started this, Victoria. How dare you?
That's right. It doesn't take much. It's
a powder keg just waiting. But I'm glad. I had a good time tonight. It was fun.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Sevi got 1,100 words. That is a lot in 15 minutes. Damn. On fire. Like I said, sometimes dang. Almost choked on that number. That's a lot of words.
Thank you for coming. Enjoy your beer. Go watch the menu. Go watch the menu immediately.
Or, as I say in France, BA.
Anyway, go watch the menu.
Yeah. Definitely watch the menu. Watch the menu. Watch Kristen Leatherman's video on Story Bible. Watch Michelle Schusterman's vlogs on horror writing her book.
And subscribe to Laura Writes. Link in the description.
Oh yeah, next week we will be back on my channel. Same time, same place, same sibling duo.
Correctamundo.
So,
Any last thoughts, Laura, before any parting words?
you asking them or me?
You, Laura. Said
Oh, do
Laura,
I have
didn't
any parting words? No.
Who's produced, who's pronounced, with or without the scooter stick?
I just I'm ready to go eat my dinner and finish watching the 90 Day Fiance Part 3 of the tell-all. So
All right, then we will say our goodbyes so we can end this.
yeah.
We'll be back on Laura's channel next week. So
Yes.
if you're not already subscribed to Laura or me, subscribe to both of us. Next week, what did I do? I hit something. Oh, next week, Laura's channel. Be there or be square.
Yes. Bye, Devesha. Miss
Goodbye,
you, girl.
everybody.
Hope we see you
Goodbye,
next week.
everybody. Bye.
Hope you
bye,
got your
bye,
hair
bye.
put together. Okay, bye.